right, guys, top of the morning. Happy Cinco de Mayo on this beautiful, beautiful Monday, coming to you feeling alive, rested, ready for a big couple weeks ahead. All culmination of all the hard work behind the scenes. And so I'm just in a very, very grateful state right now. We added a TV to our room. I don't know about that. We have never had a TV in our room, but I'll tell you what, it was nice last night to have a little TV in our room. I'm always on my phone, so we could watch a movie together. But this person's going to bring us out on the field. This person is going to set the tone. They're going to give us a Cinco de Mayo message, and they're going to tell us about their amazing event that they hosted over the weekend. So, nonetheless, Ophelia, that person is you. You are going to bring the troops out on the field on this beautiful, amazing Monday morning. Saw all your stories, felt lively, felt vibrant, felt excited to watch you out there in the community doing the damn thing. So, Ophelia, I'm going to have you bring us out on the field on this amazing Monday morning. Let's roll.
Good morning, everyone. Hopefully I don't freeze with my video here, but I'm actually pretty exhausted today, and my throat, my nose, the allergies are kicking my butt because it was pretty windy. But yes, yesterday was very, very vibrant, very alive. There's just something to be, this personally, just on me, when you're with people that have the same drive, vision, whether it's different goals, but the same vision of ambition and getting things done, you're just a whole different person. I swear, the minute you plug me into people that have that same likeness and that same mindset, we just be unstoppable. So, my message for you today is choose your people wisely. Invest your time with people wisely. Be in those rooms that you're going to grow and soar, especially in these rooms. And that's my message for the
I
day.
appreciate it. Ophelia, tell me what created this? Like, how did you get in the circle? This is
Oh,
the first time you've done an event there in Sassoon. So tell us a little bit of how this all evolved.
well, actually, it's the third year. So, what year are we on? 25, 22. So, when I was just inspired being in coach calls, and I signed up knowing absolutely nobody. I just signed up. I said, "Yep, I'll be at the Cinco de Mayo. I'll have my tent." Nobody knew me. I didn't know anybody. And then as I kept being present, um, doing events, just connecting with people. Like I said, when somebody's like, "Yeah, I'll vibe with you. Yeah, let's do this," regardless if we don't have a good solid plan. It's just the whole thing is when people do align with you and they're like, I don't care how it flows, whether we soar, we flop, we what, if we're just doing the damn thing, we're doing it. And so connecting with those peoples, I ended up here. So now I'm on the board of Solano Chambers. I got plugged in with them. We got a I just really don't know. I just took over. It's been a 3 year in the making though. This is the third year I've um I've been at this event, and yesterday I was everywhere. People recognized me. People saw the lowrider cars, Virgie there. I mean, it was just a whole vibe. But
Do you capture leads while you're there? Can you give us a little bit of understanding of the lead capture if you did
oh
capture leads?
yes, my lead capture is and this idea came from Stephanie Sejas because we did one in Vallejo last year for the Patria something something Vallejo. Is to do a raffle. Unfortunately, I lost the key yesterday. I think the wind knocked it over. Nevertheless, so as people were coming to the drink station, so I parked our tent right there. So I was like, I'm gonna capture a lot of people as they were walking there. Hey, how you doing? The board is offering a Verizon plan, so it's a 10,000 grant for small businesses. So in connection with that flyer and just me talking and the tequila bottle, people were signing up. And they're like, yeah, I want to know more about the grant. Yeah, I want to know more about the bottle. And hopefully, so I grabbed all of that information, name, emails, phone number into the bucket. I didn't talk much about real estate, but they knew I was a real estate agent. Lupe was there being as a loan officer. So that was my lead capture. Now, I better find that key or I have to break that box or else all those damn key leads are stuck in there. And I went live yesterday and I was so embarrassed, but I was like, you know what? This is me. This is what happens. And I had the key and I think the wind just knocked it and I was so close to the water. So it just
So the
happened.
key's in the water. but the leads are in the box, and we got
Yep.
to break open the box in order to get to the leads.
Like a piggy bank. Yep.
I love it. Well, excited for you. I'm glad that you had an amazing weekend and that you're diving into the community. It's cool that people are starting to really recognize you and know who you are. They see your face, they see you on social, they're following you, you're part of the community. You guys, this is how it evolves, right? She wasn't always this person. She didn't always have this type of visibility, but as you guys have seen and followed, she has built this over the last few years. So well done. Great seeing you out in the community. Let's go to you guys. I want to hear a couple wins. We could spend just a few minutes on this. Who else has some wins that they want to share from this past week? I know that you guys have gotten in contract. I know that you're battling winning offers. I know that you are putting listings live, multiple listings live. So Kelly, what do you got for them? What is a win from last week that you'd like to share with the audience? Let's roll, Kelly.
I received my first offer for my listing for asking price. So that's exciting. And my one client, Denise, that's been taking some time to buy a house, we're writing another offer. So yeah, that's exciting.
Awesome.
Yay.
So talk to us about your pipeline right now. How many active buyers, active sellers, and what is on the market right now?
Just maybe about 6 active buyers, but 2 are a lot more active than the other 4. They're still active, but 2 are just way more motivated.
Kelly, I think your story and what you've been able to create in this last year, Kenny and I were talking to you about this. I think that serves for a good video, right? Here's how I did X amount of business in my first year in business. And if you have any questions, I'd love to chat with you about my success and how I was able to do it. This is how you continue to build your empire and you start to diversify. So you have something that a brand new agent needs. How do I get to my first 10 plus deals?
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, Kelly, really good stuff. Let's go to KD and then we'll go to Kelly Hilker. KD, give me a win from last week. What do you got for us?
So our listing went pending last week, over asking price. That's a good sign because it was sitting on the market for 2 weeks. I mean, we were expecting some offers, but again, like people that come in doesn't often write as well. So the traffic was good. The first weekend we had about 30 people come in. Second weekend we had about I would say 15 to 20 people come in. And even after receiving offers, we were getting calls from agents, can we write on this property? I mean, we got 5 other uh, agents asking us, can we write on this property? I'm like, it's a lost chance now because we already had a due date on it. And but it's a strong offer, more than asking price, more than our clients were expecting.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, congratulations on an amazing win. Let's go, Kelly Hilker. What do we got for him? Are you in the exclusive lounge?
I am.
Okay, let's roll.
So it's been a busy week. I got 3 new listings. One of my, and they're all in need of new homes as well. So that's really cool. I got another new buyer, which I'm going to show some homes to today. And then one of my listings, I was able to get, oops, that's the one right now. I was able to get in contract on a new home with them without even the house being listed yet. But I got to get this.
All right, do your thing. All right,
This is Kelly.
Pause yourself. I mean, just pause yourself, mute yourself. Okay. I think that's a Zillow listing or maybe your Zillow call or something important. But anyways, Kelly obviously has been working her ass off and has had a couple moments. It's like, dang it, when's this going to start to click? And it's really, really starting to click. So appreciate you guys sharing. And let's go. Oh, Jamie, you had something. Let's go, Jamie. Share with us a win from last week. Let's roll.
Okay, so my listing in Sacramento went live on Thursday. The first open house was this weekend. It was packed. It was like 18 sets, 18 groups on both days.
Mm.
It was a nice listing, showing well. I have a lot of leads that I'm willing to share with a Sacramento agent for for potential buyers. I did give out for your flyers, Ashley, for pre-qualification for buyers. I'm gonna share those information with you as well. So it went good. I have another listing I'm working on right now in Oakland Hills. So it should probably post some time maybe about 3 weeks. So I don't have any buyers right now. I've been having a lot of listing inquiries, and I'm going to do some door knocking this morning.
I love it. So you guys, there was something really powerful in what she just said, and it was a selfless statement that, hey, I did this open house. I had 16 people come through the open house, or 18, whatever that number was, but I got some leads for some Sacramento people to just to help. And like that's her just being selfless, right? So if you're in Sacramento and you have, you have opportunity, excuse me, you have availability, reach out to Jamie. I think that that was really powerful and very giving of you. So I appreciate you sharing and opening up that for
Absolutely.
agents in the SAC area. So great stuff. Let's go to on two, and then we're going to shift gears and we're going to get right into challenges. Let's go on two.
Hey guys, I was gonna share because I was really exhausted, but I'm gonna share this because it's a really good one. It's I closed a deal this yesterday. We got into contract yesterday, and it was literally on the market for 2 days. And I'm working with like a friend that I know from home, and so this is a Stockton deal, and it's an all cash. So yeah, it was fast
Awesome.
and easy, and the client is really happy because it's her, she's planning for her future after her retirement in 2 years. So she's purchasing it for an investment for the first 2 years. Then she'll take it over and live in it for, retirement in aging in place. And the woman the seller who is leaving the home is the only owner in the property. So the property is immaculate and our closing is going to be nice and clean.
Ah, awesome, awesome. Well, I love it. I appreciate your share and your contribution. Well said, well said. Let's go over to challenges. Now, this one's obviously a little bit harder, but if you guys are experiencing any challenges right now in the market, in your mind, in your business, in your dialogue, is there anything that you want to share, unpack here in this environment, throw it out on the table because maybe I or somebody on this call has a way for you to overcome that challenge. Does anybody want to share? Throw your hand up. We'd love to get a couple of people involved in this conversation. Let's go, Ophi. What do we got for them?
I have a seller that is learning the hard way, and I'm still dealing with them. They did not want to pay a buyer broker fee. I have 2 houses for them on the market. I had multiple offers, and they just didn't budge. They're like, well, it's only been a week. I'm like, you guys are pretty confident as if we're going to have a bunch of offers rolling in. No, I laid the foundation pre-listing. I said, expect this to happen. And they were like, yeah, but we're not going to accept it. I honestly, in my heart of heart, I was like, yeah, that's what they always say. Let me just go through the process. Fuck no, they are so tightwad, like they won't do it. We lost a couple listing offers. We're still in the market, and he's, I don't know. I got one of their houses on the market, like pending, but he did a flat rate to the buyer broker, not even 2%. It was like 1.85%.
Hmm.
So,
All right, so Ophelia, let me understand this a little bit better. So on this other one, even if he gets an offer that's over asking price, he's not willing to offer any type of buyer compensation. Is that what I'm hearing?
yeah, that's what you're hearing. You know what his rebuttal was? We had multiple offers. Now they're asking for credits because rates. So I said, hey, this, we're approaching cutoff for appraisal might be an issue, but we're able to get the net that you're looking for. And then he came back and said, are you telling me then that my property is worth more? And I said, possibly. He goes, but if it is, then no. And I was just so stunned. I was like, holy, so no. If they can't afford being out in the market, then they shouldn't be making an offer.
Hmm. Even if they're
I yeah, I am. And so I'm just and I'm kind of just riding the wave in a way. Every offer that comes in, I'm like, it's asking for by a broker. I'm getting them the final number. We've gone it over, but now that they see there's a potential for it to be worth more, why aren't we going to that max? Why can't we up the price now? And so 21 days, 23 days, I think, on the market right now.
Yeah, I think this is a good conversation. And I'd love to hear Chris chime in because Chris, I think, is one of the more seasoned listing agents on the call. What I understand from what you're saying is that the consumer has listened, they've heard what's going on, and even though more than 50% of all the transactions since August 17th are still having the seller pay the compensation. There is those cases where the sellers are not going to budge. They're not willing to pay compensation to the buyer's agent. And at that point, all you've done is you've presented all of the offers. They are unwilling to meet those demands. And so you come back to your buyer's agent and say, unfortunately, my seller does not want to, they're not willing to do that. And then it's on the buyer now. It's on the buyer's agent to say, hey, listen, we understood when we got into contract that I'm going to do my best to negotiate for you to get compensated. However, in the event that the seller is not offering compensation or concessions in the form of compensation, that is your responsibility as a buyer. And so partially you're doing your job, you're presenting the facts, and if they're unwilling to budge, then quite frankly, they don't have to budge. Now, is it wise for them? Probably not, but they don't have to. That falls back on the agent. That falls back on the buyer agent, and that's a really tough situation to be in. And I'm with you, and I understand that. Chris, I want to hear from you, big dog. I don't know if you're experiencing this or if you want to chime in on this conversation. We'd love to hear your insight. And then Cece, we'll come to you in a moment.
Yeah, whenever I have a seller that I know they're going to negotiate down the rate. I've never had a situation where they didn't want to pay a buyer's broker, but I do have sellers that say they're going to negotiate the rate down. And whenever the buyer's agent call me asking if they're willing to pay for the buyer broker compensation, I let them know that they're not going to. I let them know up front they're not going to give you the full 2.5, 3. So I tell them exactly what they're willing to do and go from there. And then I tell the seller, depending on what type of, of course, if the buyer has proof of funds throwing a ton of money, they're going to want them to cover that. But if it's like a first-time home buyer with down payment assistance or only throwing just enough, I let the seller know that they don't have the money, the extra 2.5% or 2% to come up. So you're going to have to expect to compensate and pay the buyer side, which is still common even after the lawsuit. So it's kind of just like keeping all parties aware of what the seller's expectation is, try to make a common goal. And if you have to raise the price up so that the buyer doesn't come out of the pocket, then so be it. It's another point of negotiation, extra negotiation step.
And Ophelia, if they were willing to go to 1.8% on the other listing, is that a number that they'd be comfortable with on this listing as well?
Possibly once they realize, because they need to sell. So that's the other thing too. I mean, it needs to happen. They're already in contract with the replacement property. So it's just a flat fee though. If wherever we come into negotiation, it can come down to 1.8, 1.9, 2%. But as the days are going by and we're noticing more offers coming in with a higher credit request, like a 3%, 6% to buy down the rate, I said, hey guys, back in the very beginning of April, we had multiple offers and they were only asking for buyer broker. That was it. Now we're in this far into the game and now we're getting buyer broker plus credits. They're learning. I mean, there's some pride because they don't, well, mostly one of them, the husband, some pride there, but I've been pretty transparent, open, giving him all points of views, agreeing with him. Yes, this is correct that if we do up the price and it does come in at appraised value, your property that was the amount that we did not go into contract, excuse me, I did not go into list, but yeah, there's that possibility, but we don't want to come so close to the edge where we're not going to be able, we don't want to be in a situation when we get into contract and that person needs those credits and now we're really screwed.
Is there a number that they're trying to net?
Yes, it's the minimum of what we have already listed the property. We've done all the numbers. So we have to go up, right? We have to go and squeeze as much up from the equity so they can net. But when I go through those numbers and he's like, so are you telling me that my property can appraise for more? So he's like, then I want more money back. And I'm thinking, Jesus, I'm giving you what you want. I'm telling you what we're getting there. We don't want to be so strapped to the end where we get into contract because you see this carrot being dangled in front of you and then you're stuck in, oh shit, did I go freeze? I freezed.
It's okay. We still got your audio.
Okay. So that we get into contract, and because you want those extra $5,000, appraisal comes in low, she can't move forward because she needs that credit, and you end up losing 15.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
It's
Ashley,
just a matter of always being vocal and transparent, but it's just, what is my delivery? Is it not clear, or am I don't know, just curious to hear, what is anybody else?
yeah, I think I look at the chat. So a couple things. I'm gonna pass it back over to Chris and then Ashley in a second. You can lead a horse to water, bird in hand, but unfortunately, they're not always going to take your guidance, and they might be stubborn about this. Even though the strategy is effective, they're netting. They're saying, "Oh, I can net more. Then why not take a little bit more?" And so hopefully, they can just be a little bit more humble about this and say, "As long as I get what I need, and we're able to move on to the next chapter of our life." You know, your audience and the buyers are the ones that are going to be bringing in all these buyers for their property. And so, you know, it's an unfortunate situation, but I think you're doing a good job. Chris, did you have something else? And then Ashley, I'm going to pass the mic to you.
Yeah, I just wanted I wanted to introduce a new agent on the call. His name is Nick Reed. He's coming aboard with a team. One of the agents on my team, both fire, and he's in a small time mom and pop brokerage, and he's looking forward to growing with us. So just
Awesome.
Nick Reed, introduce yourself.
What up, Nick Reed?
Yeah. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how to turn my video on. I'm not used to this little platform here. It's on my phone.
It's
But
all good, brother. Welcome here, my man. And I'm looking forward to meeting you. I think you and I have a meeting later this week.
yeah, actually tomorrow I'm gonna link up with you and make sure the video be on and everything like that. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I have some stuff already in the mix. Even just like the energy of being around you guys already is attracting stuff to me.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
I was just gonna say, yeah, you can take a horse to water, but you know, you could also salt the food a little bit, you know, make them a little thirsty. Salt the food.
That's right. Well, Nick, I appreciate you being here. Let's go, Ashley, and then we'll go back up to Cecilia. What do we got for him, Ash?
I was just thinking about when they said, well, my house, you're telling me it's worth more. Oh, it'll appraise for more. I think that's a good opportunity for education. Yes, Mr. Seller, there is a possibility that your house could appraise for more, but there's also a difference between what it appraises for and what people are willing to pay for it. The fact of the matter is, we have a timeline on your next house that you have to be in contract. At the same time, we have a lot of fear in this current market. Would you agree? Between tariffs, between higher interest rates. And here's a news article that shows you 44% of sellers, not only are they paying the buyer's fee, but they're also paying credits in this market. Look, this was given out last week. This was printed in a news article. As you can see, in the beginning, we didn't have to offer seller credits. Now we do. My fear is that you're going to lose out on this next house. I would suggest looking at all of the data, offering at least a buyer's compensation, if not credits, just to make sure we don't lose out on this next house. Just because we're on a timeline, there is a difference between your appraised value and what the market will pay, and the data is showing us we really need to compromise somewhere.
Yeah, really, really good stuff, Ashley. Right? Ophelia, I think that on that vein, I think that obviously they need to be aware that we're up against two different types of values. Ashley's exactly right. We're up against appraised value and perceived value. What someone's willing to pay for a house may not match what the value of the home is, the appraised value. And so we have to make sure that, yeah, I might be able to get more for the house, but if they have a contingency in place saying, oh, I have an appraisal contingency, it means that the offer is not that strong anyway. So we have to make sure that we try to find that happy balance between perceived value and what the house will actually appraise for. And so I think you're doing a good job with them. Continue to have the communication, continue to educate them, and hopefully they could come to their senses.
I'll say this, just to end. I did call the competition around because some properties already went into contract and closed. And I said, I honestly will be very transparent if you'd like me to put them on speaker. I called the agent, they paid credits and the buyer broker, just so you know. And then that they weren't happy about it. They're like, okay, but I'm like, and this is probably why we lost that buyer to that house.
That's right. Social proof. Good job. Let's go, Cecilia. What do we got from challenges?
So I have one listing. I had the open house this weekend, and the seller actually showed up at the open house, and they're just they're very fearful. You know, they're concerned with there's two other listings that are condos and they're priced lower. But we talked about the listing price extensively, and that's how we got to the number we got to. And um, they're just super negative. Well, how's that open house doing? Like, I'm at this open house. I don't know how that open house is doing, you know. And I've actually gotten really good feedback from people that came on Saturday that said they felt like it was priced, you know, oh, this is a good price. And so I think just dealing with like worry and fear from a seller, that was kind of new to me. And I mean, obviously, I don't know them that well because we've only had a couple meetings, but it was interesting to hear, and then also to try to navigate that, to reassure them. And when they came by, no one was there, but we actually had a really good turnout on Saturday and Sunday. And it's only been on the market less than a week. It's only been so I don't know, just that sort of thing, like just a worried seller, and nothing has even happened yet. So
Yeah, and you know, is this their first time selling this property? I
well,
mean,
no, they own a couple other properties. So I mean, it's not their first rodeo.
yeah. So what I would do is I'd give him some feedback about the open houses for the weekend. Hey, Mr. Johnson, I want to give you guys a quick update. Rest assured that we are moving in the right direction. This is how many people viewed the property on Zillow. This is how many people came to our open house. This is with the feedback that I got from the people that attended the open house. And this is my game plan for today, being Monday, of how I'm going to follow up with all the people that attended. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to let me know, but we are headed in the right direction. So if they seek answers, if they seek information, then give them your download from the weekend. Also, share with them your social media stats. If you shared the video, if you created a video, if your partner created the video, tell them what kind of traction those videos are getting and what type of communication you're having to help them feel a little bit more secure about the strategy. And it's new. It's still the first weekend, but give them a download of the weekend, how many people came through and what the progress has been like, and the conversations you're getting from the consumers to kind of put them at ease. D. Bledsoe, you had a contribution. What's your thoughts and contribution on the subject?
Oh, I have a listing that. Oh, wait a minute. Am I breaking up on you?
No, you're back.
Am I breaking up on you?
You're back.
Oh, okay. No, my listing is going on like 40 days, and
I don't think D can hear us. So, Cece, that's the strategy that I would run with right now. Just give them, and rest assured, I hear your worry, your concern. However, the market's going to dictate what's happening, and the market seems like it's moving in a very positive direction. Plus, it's the first weekend. Plus, it's and what is the average days on market for a condo in that area?
Are
That's
you
it.
asking?
Yeah, that's it.
It's a few weeks.
Okay, cool. Awesome. And they know that, right?
I'm sure we said it, but after Saturday, I did say the outcome of the open house, like, and then on Sunday as well, we gave them the numbers. And so I think what you said though, like the Zillow and how the video has over 2,000 views, like, yeah, I think I need to give, and the Zillow has a lot of views too, like over 500, I think. So I mean, I think it is heading in the right direction. So I was just surprised, but maybe some need a little bit more reassurance than others.
Yeah, and they may need reassurance, but they also may need to say that they have a sense of control, right? For a seller to be able to relinquish control to a stranger, you and your partner, that's difficult, right? A lot of sellers wouldn't even want to show up to the open house, but they're there because they're concerned. Right? They're there because they want to control. They're there because they are worrying. So we match that worry with information, with data, and to make sure that we face that worry head on. Listen, I know that you're worried, but let me share with you some insights on what's going on and how the market is moving. Any more questions for me? All right, cool. We got you, right? Like they just have to be reassured and reassured. Sometimes there's just consumers like that. But knowing who you are and how you communicate, I think that you'll be able to handle this well. So yeah, download with them, share the stats, share the figures, and make sure that they understand how the market's moving overall.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Let's cruise on, you guys. I got some things, and Cecilia. No, actually, I'm gonna have Ashley read this. Ashley, I'm gonna have you read this, and you can change it to he, to she. It's okay. There we go.
Where is it? All right. Discipline is love in action. She or he who conquered herself or himself is the mightiest warrior. Confucius. Oh, that's
I
so
saw
good.
this, and I thought that this was so cool. Let's continue on here. Ashley, let's have you read this.
Self-control isn't punishment, it's self-respect. Discipline is saying yes to your future, not your feelings. Motivation is fleeting, ritual is divine. Lock in, don't negotiate with your lower self.
All right, so Ashley, unpack this for a second. For me, and I'm going to go to you. This middle line, this discipline is saying yes to your future and not to your feelings. That was really powerful. But I want to hear your interpretation as you read this out loud to everybody.
There's all these little moments like I'm stressed, I'm gonna go eat something, or I'm tired, I'm not gonna get up, or whatever those excuses are. Um, it's a everyday process to learn to basically deny those feelings and choose your future self over those feelings. Definitely a work in progress for me. I'm wearing my iWatch today. I'm committed to 10,000 steps. But it's one of those F your feelings kind of thing. You can't pay attention to those because those aren't going to get you anywhere.
Yeah, God, I absolutely love this. You guys, I'm going to hook you up really quick. I put this on a Word document last week. We did a whole bunch of prompts, but this particular prompt is a really, really powerful prompt. I did this earlier this morning around 5 a.m. and it came up with some fire coaching for me so I could share with you and I can really get myself in a state. And so make sure to copy that and use that and reference that because I promise you it is a powerful, powerful exercise. So let's go into this. A couple more things here. It says the world reflects your inner state. And I'll read this out loud for everybody. What you believe is what you experience. Change the lens, change the world. Scarcity sees threat, abundance sees opportunity. Fear sees problem, power sees puzzles. You are a projector, not just a receiver. Master your own inner world or drown in reaction. Jeez, how true is this, right? You are a projector, not a receiver. Master your inner world or drown in reaction. You guys, at the end of the day, we are the ones that are in control of all the things. We are not necessarily all the things that we think. We are how we respond to what we are feeling and thinking. And so I thought it was a really powerful exercise. And what I want you guys to do today is I want you to take that prompt and I want you to sit with your answers and read through those answers and really reflect on those answers because I thought it was a really, really powerful exercise. What I want to do now is I want to go to you guys and I want to go to the board. Every single Monday, I want to go to the board and I want you to be very clear of what this actually means. Mondays are all about moving the needle in our businesses and what that actually looks like and how this will carry you through the week. So in your box, like we do every single Monday, what are your numbers for the week? Calls, conversations, doors knocked, videos you're going to drop this week. Only thing that fits in your box is your numbers. Nothing else fits. No excuses, no bullshit, no stories. It is just your numbers. What's going to move the needle in your business this week? And I would love to hear from a couple people. What have you set for yourself this week that you were going to accomplish no matter what? Like Stephanie last week or 2 weeks ago. I'm going to work out 4 times this week and she was able to do it. What are your numbers for the week? How many people are going to be called in your database? How many open houses are you hosting? What videos are you going to drop? What days are you dropping? And what kind of content are you dropping on what days? I want to hear from you guys. I need 3 to 5 people to get involved in this conversation to share with the rest of the group what their numbers are for the week. That means your goals for this week. And I'm going to pause and I'll let you guys grab the mic and share with me and the group what your numbers are for the week. And if you don't, throw your hand up. I'm just going to call on you anyway. So let me pause. Get a couple people in the queue. All right. I got 2 brave soldiers. Let me pause for a second, you guys. There's no reason why 3 more people should not be throwing their hand up right now in this environment. This is called keep it moving for a reason. We keep it moving towards our dreams, goals, and vision. It should never be a struggle to get you guys to contribute when we talk about your numbers. These are not my numbers. These are your numbers. So let's go, Cecilia. What's going to move the needle in your business this week? I want numbers only. No excuses, no barriers, nothing. What is going to move the needle in your business this week? Let's roll.
Okay. So I'm going to do stories every day. So I'm going to do the 7 stories every day. I'm going to do 3 reels this week. And then at 10 o'clock today, I'm meeting with a title company that I met at a master class that I went to last week. A guy approached me. We started talking. His wife's a realtor. And so they're in Concord. And they said, do you want to meet? And gave me a couple times. And so just getting out there, meeting people, just showing up and accepting the meetings. And that's the biggest thing, making sure I do my social media, making sure I exercise. I put 3 days a week for exercise, but I really want to do more now that my hand is healing. I know I can do more in that regard.
All right. So when you say exercise this week, how many times are you working out?
3 a week. I mean, 3 days is the minimum.
Okay.
But I'd like to do like 5. Just get in there and do something. That's my plan.
All right. And Cece, let me ask you this. When you say you're dropping 3 videos this week, what type of content are you dropping?
I want to do a little bit more of education, like something that has a little bit more value, not as much like personal stuff. Just because I don't want it to become like my personal kind of Instagram. I want it to be more about real estate. So I want to try and find things that have some value that are related to real estate more.
Yeah, for sure. And listen, just find a good rhythm. It doesn't, and don't make it all real estate. Don't make it all personal. Just find that happy medium to where it's just you. It's your life, it's your business, it's your health, it's your relationships, it's your travel. It's all things that are CC. Just keep it human. And I appreciate you sharing that, because maybe your last couple of posts, maybe they were personal. Now it's time to educate the consumers. So I appreciate that. This is a really, really good goal for yourself for the week. Stephanie, let's go over to you. Income producing activities this week. What's going to move the needle in your business? What fits in your box? Let's roll.
So I want to make 30 calls to old leads, and I want to emphasize the opportunity for seller credits. These are people that I've talked to, I've sent needs lists to, said they were going to apply, never actually applied. So I'm going to commit to following up with at least 30 of them. 3 videos this week. I really want to do a video of that graph I shared with you guys last week in regards to the growth of wages versus cost of real estate. I think that's a super powerful graph that I want to share with everyone. And then I'm going to do 2 other educational videos. Working out 4 times this week. I fell off last week. I'm not going to lie. I only worked out once. So I'm committing here again. I got to do it 4 times this week to stay. I got to start. I need to get in the habit, right? My first week went great. Second week, not so much. So now I need to jump back on that and get back to it. And at least I do lots of stories every day, but I need to get on there more. So at least 1 story every day with my actual face talking.
Okay. Look at Ophelia. She's like, she knows she has her own, it feels like it's her own vlog on stories. But Stephanie, there is never a time where you, my friend, the amazing human that you are, should go the entire week with only working out 1 time. There's never a world that we will live in unless you have health challenges, which I know that you don't physically, right? There should never be a reason, because at the end of the day, we're building for we're building our business, we're building for our family. And at the end of the day, the most important thing is our own temple. But unfortunately, our temple is what gets put off to the back burner. Why? Because I was too busy. I tell my daughter this all the time. There is never a reason for us not to exercise. And I had to talk to my wife yesterday. I'm like, babe, we need to set the example. There should never be a week where you are not working out or I am not working out. I just can't even fathom that. I said, we have to lead by example. So Stephanie, I'm here for that. I appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing once again. Nicholas Snell, we're going to go rapid fire, big dog. What moves the needle in your business this week? Give me your numbers. No excuses, no bullshit, results only. Let's roll.
100%. Yeah. So for this week, I'm utilizing the door-to-door strategy. I just had a rental lease that got completed a couple days ago. So just taking an emphasis, door knocking around the neighborhood, at least 30 per day, contacts wise, at least one story per day. Last week was a little just kind of going back to the excuses, right? Like I've been without a car for the last weekish, so I'm like, put that to the side, forget that. Like, what can I do without, right? So just emphasizing on that, at least 2 main posts this week. More face on, like you're seeing. So, but yeah.
So, Nicholas, I love this. One story a day is not enough. There should be a minimum of 7 stories every single day. And you don't have to be in every single one of those, but your stories is your daily sitcom. People get to tap in, see what you're doing, where you're going, what you're into, what are you reading, and production related. But 7 stories a day should be the minimum. Right now, you'll get to the point where you'll go crazy and it'll be tons and tons of little lines. But for now, 7 stories a day should be the bare minimum. So, Nicholas, thank you for chiming in. Appreciate you being here. We're going to go Evangeline, then we're going to go on to, and then we'll end with Joanne and Christina. You will be the last contribution on this one. Let's go.
Yeah, 3 reels this week. I did that last week. I gained like a good handful of followers. I'm going to reveal my giveaway. Giveaway really got a lot of followers, and then those followers are out here watching every story. So I'm gonna reveal a giveaway, take pictures for my upcoming listing, get that on the market. So pictures will be this week. And then working out 4 times. Last week I committed to 3 and I did 4. So then we're gonna make 4 the standard. So we're doing 1 right now.
I love it. I absolutely love it. You said 4 times this week?
Yes, sir. 4 times this week.
Let's roll. Let's roll. I appreciate your contribution. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being on to you. Let's go to you. Tell me your numbers. What fits in your box? Only the numbers.
I'm going to make 20 calls with an extra 5 calls on expire listings. I'm going to do 3 reels, of course, and I'm going to do 1 educational, 1 fun in my life, and then 1 property tour. And I have those videos ready too, so it's going to be executed. And then I'm gonna door knock my farm neighborhood because it's Mother's Day weekend coming up, and it's a good time to check in with them again after my ice cream party. So that's also gonna be in the on the list, and yeah, and host, of course, an open house.
You know what? I absolutely love this on too. And I thought that it would come up a little bit earlier, but I should have probably prompted this. You guys, we have Mother's Day weekend, right? This is a major weekend for us, this coming Sunday. So before I get over to Joanne and Christina, what are you guys doing from a marketing standpoint for Mother's Day? Is there a mailer? Is there a video? Are you going live with your mom? Are you telling a story? Are you doing a video about her and how amazing your mom is? Like, what are you guys doing this week for Mother's Day? Because this is another opportunity for you to market, and you should not miss this. It's a very, very special day. It's a very human way to market yourself. So do you guys have any campaigns that you're doing for Mother's Day? Is there a giveaway? Are you delivering roses? Are you delivering flowers? Are you delivering bouquets? Like, is there anything that you guys are doing? And if so, share. And if not, do not sleep on this opportunity to market to Mother's Day. It is a powerful, powerful opportunity. 10 amazing lessons that you learn from your mother, right? Shit, if your mom is still around, go live with your mom. It's going to be weird. She doesn't know how to work live, but go live with her and just ask her some questions about raising you. What were some of the biggest challenges that she had raising you? And what did she always see in you that maybe you didn't see in yourself? And now finally, as a grown up and an adult, as you have kids, you see it in yourself. Like, have some fun with this, you guys. Mother's Day is another marketing campaign that you're either going to capitalize on or you're going to miss. Before we get over to Christina and Joanne, let's go to Demian. What do you have for the contribution? Let's roll.
This Thursday, I have a volunteer session for all the mothers. It's not really, but if you are a mother and you want to volunteer to help food insecurity in Alameda County, 12 to 3 this Thursday.
Okay,
But
I love it.
I will cross brand that with Mother's Day now that you made that point.
You guys, I think that if you had it in your budget, $200, great dinner somewhere, a great lunch somewhere, a brunch somewhere, it doesn't matter. You guys choose. And this week, to honor all the special moms out there, I'm doing a very, very special raffle. What I want you to do is I want you to tag a very special mother out there in this post down below. And on Saturday, I'm going to announce the winner for the Mother's Day raffle, bouquet, restaurant, Sephora, Ulta, whatever it is that you choose to give away. And I promise you, we've done this before. You guys will get traction on that video. And then you get a bunch of new people following you, getting in your world, getting in your ecosystem that may potentially need to buy or sell in the future. You guys, don't miss the opportunity for Mother's Day. It is a beautiful, beautiful way to campaign in a very human way. Let's go, Joanne, then we'll end with Christina. Let's go, Joanne. What do we got for them? What fits in the box this week? Numbers only.
Okay, so I'm going to intermittent fast 7 days this week, Elias. I am so excited to tell you I started intermittent fasting on Friday after you were talking about it during our call. And then I happened to talk to a client that day who was telling me how he was doing it. It's changed his life. I said, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to do this. I'm going to suffer. It's not going to work. And I've been doing it every day since Friday. So I can't believe I've already made it 5 days. I've made it this far. I'm not stopping. So I highly recommend it to everyone. So besides the intermittent fasting, I'm going to post 4 reels. I'm going to have 2 property tours, 1 educational and 1 personal. I'm going to do 7 stories every day this week, and I'm going to work out 4 times.
Let's go. Clear, right? Look at Brandy. Like, that was absolutely clear. Joanne, I absolutely love this. Love this. And listen, you guys, I've been intermittent fasting since a week before Easter. And so the only time I've had breakfast is Easter morning because I flew out Easter afternoon. And so I had to have Easter Sunday with my family. So I had ham and I had all the fixings, but that's what I did. And I was not ashamed of it in any way, shape, or form. And so I just feel better. And it's hard at first, but we have to welcome the hard things. Am I hungry right now? Absolutely. Do I just want water and coffee? No, I want some breakfast. But I'm constantly doing these hard things. And then not eating past 9 o'clock has helped me. It's helped me sleep better because my body isn't processing any late night food that impacts my sleep. And so you guys, it has all kinds of benefits. And then if you're a person out there that just struggles with diet, then put yourself in a small window that you can only eat for 8 hours. Now, I'm not saying be a glutton and eat a bunch of bullshit in that 8 hours. Still stick to a healthy diet. But in that 8 hours, you got to think about it. If on an average, you eat, let's say 500 to 1,000 calories every single day before 1 o'clock, and now you've eliminated that for 30 days, that is a lot of extra calories that you are not having to burn off. And that's how I look at it. Right? I look at it as I'm burning off less calories. I feel better. I've lost a few pounds and I'm stoked about it. And so if you guys aren't doing intermittent fasting or if you're struggling with diet, highly, highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. And plus, it forces you to drink more water because in that fasting window of 16 hours, if you drink enough water, you'll feel full. And so you're tricking yourself. So you guys, highly recommend that, Joanne. Really, really good to hear. Let's go, Christina. What do we got?
Yes, I'm gonna continue with I've been doing reels pretty regularly now. I'm trying to go for 4. I think I did 4 last week, 7 stories, and continuing my 4 times a week workout. I do it at 5 a.m., guys, because if I don't, I won't do it. So if you guys are having that struggle or challenge, recommend you trying to do it at 5 because I hate waking up for anything else, but for working out because I feel so good after, I just do it. So yeah, those are the things. It's been working. I feel things are picking up a little bit. So just gonna continue that and go on forward.
I love it. I love it. I love how all of you are throwing in exercise, and that wasn't even a prompt, but I think that Stephanie started this. So really, really good stuff. You guys, every single week should be like clarity. This is what I know that I need to do in order to get closer to my goals. We're coming up, it's summertime and all the things that are happening. What I want you guys to do is start to build out your summertime campaigns. The last thing that I want you to do is come up and we're 6 days away from Mother's Day and you have 0 plans, right? So you got to think about this. You got Mother's Day, you got Father's Day, you have 4th of July, you have Juneteenth, you have all these things going to happen over the course of the next couple of months. And then you have the fall season and everything that happens in the fall time and Thanksgiving, and that's, you know, the leaves are changing, everything. Like, you guys should be campaigning now. You should be writing. You should be using ChatGPT to say, okay, I'm building out my marketing campaign for the next 6 months to make sure that every single month I have an effective marketing campaign that I could use for my print, my social media, as well as my door knocking campaigns. Please help me develop a structure and a system for me to create this type of plan. And you guys just use that as a guide to assist you, but there should be no reason when you go into June that you don't have a plan. None. And the only way that it's going to happen is that you have to look at this and you have to start forecasting and be like, okay, I know Father's Day's coming. I know 4th of July. I need to order my flags. I need to do my door knocking. I need to reserve the ice cream truck. I'm going to do this. It's going to be hot. All these things, you guys have an opportunity to continue to build on the messaging as long as you're clear with your marketing plan. When you're not clear with the marketing plan comes up, you're like, damn it, I totally missed it. I didn't do anything for Mother's Day. And it happens all the time. You are a marketer. That is how you're going to win in this business, is that you're going to capitalize on your campaigns. So be the marketer, start to plan, build out your boards, and go out there and execute. So you guys, really good stuff today, really good feedback, really good contribution. Let's go around the room, hear a couple key thoughts, key takeaways from our time together today. Let's go Mohan, then I'm going to go Cecilia, then I'm going to go to Brandy. Mohan, one key thought, one key takeaway from our time together today.
I have been pushing, to get these videos made, and I have committed myself, or I have made a promise that I want to get at least 2 videos out this week. And these 2 videos will definitely be about the property that I want to tour in the local area. So that's perfect. And I want to do that.
Good stuff, Mohan. I appreciate you sharing, appreciate your contribution. I'm looking forward to seeing your video. Cecilia, let's go to you. Key thoughts, key takeaways from our time together today. Let's roll.
So I am motivated. This is exactly what I needed. I'm going to just try and stay focused this week to hit all the goals that I've set. I just started writing a few notes down because every time I hear different people say things, it's just super, super helpful. I'm thinking I'll partner with a vendor for Mother's Day. If they put in a certain amount, I'll put in a certain amount. That way we can kind of do some cross marketing there. So I feel very motivated this morning, and I needed that.
I absolutely love this. And here's the thing, you guys, like, you have to have some type of intentionality with your week. You have to know where you're going, what you're doing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this down in the chat below. We've talked about health. We've talked about food. I've dropped this in the past, but this is a really, really good list for you when you're going out and you're doing shopping and you're looking at, well, what can I grab? What should I be eating? I don't really know how to eat that healthy, but I'm learning how to eat healthy and all things that are associated with that. Here's that list. Grab that list so that way you guys have it. And obviously, this is super important to me. It's important to us and how we're going to have the vitality to grow in business. Let's go. Last person will be, who did I say? It's going to be Brandy. Brandy, key thoughts and contributions as we wrap up sesh today. Brandy, good to see you. And you know what? Glad to see that your daughter had a great weekend with her performance. Let's roll, Brandy.
Thank you. She totally did.
She was so there was a post that you did where the little guys were standing next to her. She was in a dress. I totally thought that was you for a second.
Yeah. No.
She is your little twin. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, everyone thought that. Was like, no, that was not me. That was her. Be clear on what your numbers are. Be clear on where you're, if you're not clear on where you're going, how are you going to get there? So, and having that plan. I mean, I will say that intermittent fasting is not for me. Mama likes to eat, always hungry, stay hungry, in all mindsets. But yeah, that's my sentiment.
Yes,
as I'm over here cooking, so.
I love it. I'm a 235-pound dude that fucking loves breakfast. I can eat breakfast for dinner every single day. I love me some breakfast. And so only eating at 1 o'clock to 9 o'clock is forcing me to do hard things. It is forcing me to not give in to temptation. And you know what's hardest? When we go shopping at Costco and you know your refrigerator is stacked You got all kinds of great stuff and options and snacks and this and that and this new whatever. That's hard. So do hard shit, you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being on. Thank you for being present. And as always, just keep it moving, okay, towards your dreams, your goals, and vision. And I don't say that lightly. Literally, just keep your shit moving. Work on yourself, work on your body, work on your business, but always have momentum. Stop with this starting and stopping, starting and stopping. Keep momentum in your business. Have some fun. Make this a week that matters. Go eat breakfast and rub it in. Peace.